Speaking of quarterbacks who have a history of making mistakes, throwing interceptions, costing their team seasons, making mistakes, and trying to do too much.
Josh Allen's not on the list.
Dak Prescott. Could it be the Cowboys' year? We hear this a lot. We hear this every year. We've heard this every year since, the 80s, 90s, early 90s? Either way.
1810. We've heard it. It's Dallas' year.
You hear this a lot, but I got a lot of good things to say about this Cowboys team. It's week 2. Here's the thing with the NFL. It's week 2. It's the NFL. There's a lot that happens in 18 weeks, but 17 games of football. There's a lot of stuff that happens. Narratives change over the season quite frequently in this league, but the narrative is currently on game 2. And through 2 games, the Cowboys are beating opponents 70-10.
Outrageous.
Of those 70 points, Cowboys defense and special teams has scored 14 of them. The defense also accounts for 10 sacks. That's 5 sacks a game, mind you. 7 forced turnovers, and obviously only 10 points allowed. Through 2 games, Dak Prescott has 398 yards and 2 touchdowns. Very similar to Baker numbers, which is leading me to my next point. Dak Prescott is finally doing exactly what Dak Prescott needs to do to win, and that is back off. Let somebody else make plays. Let somebody else win you the games. Because you've proven you're not a good decision maker. You're not good under pressure. You make a lot of silly mistakes when you try to extend plays. So
he's not an improvising Mahomes.
No.
So I hate that I just said that.
But it's true. So he's being efficient. He's doing what he needs to do to win, and it looks good. This team looks so good.
He's finally realizing that he's not that guy, and he's okay with it.
Correct.
Like the thing that his numbers don't back up, and they don't back up how well he's been because of that week 1. He didn't have the stats. Like he didn't have the touchdowns. No. He didn't have the yards. But he didn't need to. His team's defense just literally took over.
In that game, he didn't need to because defense and special teams just dominated the Giants.
Just literally dominated every aspect of that game.
The fact that you can win 40-10 and possess the ball on offense for like 22 minutes is beyond me.
It's literally absurd.
But either way, that team, I got a lot of positive things to say about that team. And for the first time in my life, I've got a lot of positive things to say about Dak Prescott because he's looked good. He's looked efficient. He looks like a team leader. That, to me, being a leader is a really big aspect in a quarterback, and he looks like he's really, really fitting that bill right now.
For me, it's the first time in 22 years I can feel pretty confident in saying, Dallas, it just may be your year.
It could be.
I don't think it's. I think you've got the question on here. Do they clinch the number 1 seed?
Clinch the number 1 seed? Do they win?
At this point, I think they run away with their division. I think they handle that division so easily.
Are you forgetting about Philadelphia?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know about easily handle.
I think they sweep Philly. I think they sweep this division this year because
that's bold. I don't know about
first 2 weeks. Philly hasn't looked that great.
No, they've not looked that great, but it's the first 2 weeks of an NFL season. Regardless, I don't think they do it so handily, but I will say this, and maybe it's bold, maybe it's not. I think with Dak Prescott playing efficient football, with this defense playing at the level that they've shown us they can play at, I don't think there's a team better than Dallas currently on a football field.
I would agree. I think on paper, they are the best team.
Right now, I would say.
Could you imagine if, that year that Dak got hurt, was it 2 years ago when he broke his ankle 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, I think 2 years ago.
And he was on pace to put up 6,000 yards, 50 touchdowns. Could you imagine if that Dak Prescott was playing right now with this defense?
Be interesting.
They would have beaten the Giants 81-0 like Oregon.
No, we're not forgetting about the 49ers. No, we're not forgetting about the Eagles. No, we're not forgetting about the Chiefs.
Detroit Lions.
And we're not forgetting about the Lions for sure. But regardless, I'm sorry. I know the Cowboys have not played the greatest opponents.
Statistically, always let us down.
They've played the Jets with Zach Wilson at quarterback, and they've played the Giants.
Jets still have a very good defense, and that offense did what they wanted.
But I don't know. This Dallas team looks really good to me. Quick note on the Jets. Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall combined for like 9 carries, and that offense looked terrible.
Yes, very bad.
Obviously, when you're down 20-some-nothing in the first quarter, it's not easy to bounce back from that.
And when your quarterback throws 3 interceptions.
Yeah, I think it was 4 total, but 3 in the first half, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
There's not a lot. There's not a lot you can do in that game. I think it's time for the Jets to sign a veteran, but that is
give me Kirk Cousins.
That is give me Kirk. What? That is
Kirk Cousins to the Giants.
To the Giants.
To the Jets.
To the Jets.
To the Jets. I think I did say Jets. I meant to say Jets.
What does that trade look like?
I don't know.
I don't know.